Mm. All right, so we got the floor for the seats made. I had to cut out that cross member that runs across on the bolt, the seat bolt to the front of that, and then it has studs for the back on the OEM seats. So that's out because this seat over there has adjustable height, and I figured I might as well mount it as low as possible. That's some, I think, 1.5 inch channel ran across, hooks up to the factory front cross member, and then has a plate attached to it that runs across, has some flat bar across, that's been stiffened, and then has another piece across, just kind of like a square to hopefully make it strong. But that's not the real point of this video, is that, I got to this point, and I found some surface rust starting there. I peeled up in here, and oh, there's another hole in the floor. She's a constant struggle of finding rust. Like, back here, this whole rail was rusted out, so I cut that out, got a piece of flat bar, ran it to about there, and then welded that in fully, and then got a piece of 1.5 inch angle, trimmed it down a little bit on the front section so I could weld it to that flat bar, and then welded it across, making sure I don't damage any of the fuel lines or anything like that. And then, after cleaning the floor, I found another spot there. And there's a big spot there, but I knew about that, and that was really the worst I thought. And we fixed the back sections. In the previous video, I did that one for the most part, and then I decided not to make a video of having to redo the exact same thing to the other side. This one wasn't as bad because the rust hadn't affected it that much, so I just did the reinforcing that I did on that side, so it's the same. And hopefully that's gonna work. But I had a funny feeling about this car that something wasn't right, and it just didn't. Also the windshield's out because I had some rust there, and the windshield was cracked, and it looks like the rust has spread over to that corner, which I think is why the windshield was cracked. It's hard to say. I'm a bit of an angle here, but the corners are rusted, and I think that was putting pressure on the windshield, and it caused it to crack. But that's not the main thing here. Is I was taking the wheels off, and I went online and I purchased a kit for to swap this to 5-bolt, and I bought new arms, and I got new bushing, springs, shocks, everything, and I was hoping to get the ball rolling on basically this rear end, which I thought about taking out. But I came out over here, and our more astute viewers will notice this painful realization. This car is a 7.5 rear end and not an 8.8. And that this shell was a huge fucking waste of money. I also found this lock. If anyone has any idea what you would be using that for, please comment down below, because I don't know what you'd be using this for. So maybe someone else watching this has a Mustang that has done this mod too and can fill me in what it's about with the cable clamp and a master lock. But 8.8 open fucking diff. Sorry, yes, 7.5. My mistake. Thanks, Brendan. 7.5 inch open fucking rear end. Now I'm pretty pissed off of this because I bought this car from a coworker who told me it was an 8.8. Because literally our conversation when I went and looked at this, or when I talked about buying it to him at work, I said, "Oh, it's a GT." He said, "Yes, it's a GT 85." And I went, "Awesome, so it has the 8.8. And he said, yes, it does. And I kind of took his word on it. When I came and looked at the car at his dad's house, it was in a gigantic fucking puddle of water. And it's like, well, I didn't know Mustangs at the time, and I thought all GTs had 8.8s, but now I'm learning only 86 and up, and maybe some early late 85s had 8.8s, and now I'm basically fucked because I do believe, and please, if you have any more information on this, comment down below and I'll read it. But the Mustang is a short 8.8, especially the Fox body ones in particular. And if I use a diff out of something else, like an Explorer or a later Mustang, it will stick out too far, and I will have issues with finding wheels to fit. So, and also, if anyone's ever found this in their car, little Schrader valve for filling air into something that I don't know. But yeah. But once I found out the 7.5-inch diff, it kind of got the ball rolling on what's the story behind this car. And then we ran the VIN. Focus. And this is a 2.3 liter LX. So it's an 85, like he said. But this GT front end is obviously being swapped on. But I didn't realize this car was such a hunk of shit till I looked at it. So now at the point of this this swap, I'm unsure if I want to continue or if I want to push this into a quarry or what I want to do. But this is another fuck you by the domestic world to me. So comment down below if you have any ideas what to do, even if they're as basic as kill it with fire. Alright, bye.